Yo, what's up, yo? This is Killer Priest, and I'm representing right now for Kofi Universe. That universe is the universe you should be in.
Pac would have probably been the Michael Jackson of hip hop.
Wow.
You know, because you got to understand, not only did women love Pac, men love Pac.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Men, like women wanted to be with Pac, men wanted to be like Pac. You know, so I mean, he was a very, very powerful figure. You know, anytime you pass away and people have sightings of you, that's when you a bad dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
True.
Like, people still swear out that Michael Jackson's still alive.
Yeah.
People still swear out Elvis Presley's alive.
Right.
People doing that with Pac.
Mm-hmm.
Pac had a lot of hood ways in him. I think that Pac was a real dude. I think that Pac was a good dude. I think that the bad thing was just that he was easily influenced. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say that he wasn't about it. He wasn't real. I think that he was just easily influenced.
Mm-hmm. He was a chameleon because he get with executives, be it TV or music execs, and he was charming. He was charismatic. Now, all of a sudden, he gets with people that live that lifestyle. He could convince you that he's about that lifestyle.
But you see, you got to understand, when he was a dancer for Digital Underground,
yeah,
I don't know how many nights there would be where I would have to sit him, and it was him and Money B.
Yeah.
Money B wasn't doing that.
Right.
Pac and my dancers, Scoob and Scrap.
Right.
I'd have to sit them down like, yo, why are y'all fighting at an after party? Why are y'all, you know what I'm saying? So I've seen that side of Pac before he was Pac.
Right.
I've seen that side. I've seen him, you know, get into it and romp with cats, you know, after a show or backstage. I've seen that side.
What was that about, though, Kane? Because you're like, he's up and coming, and then he is at an after party. He's squabbling at an after party. Why? You don't have to do that.
We all did that dumb shit, man. You can't just put that on Pac.
Right.
We all did that,
right?
You know,
the things you're going through. I mean, you think about it. He passed at 25, so he had to be what, a late teenager, early 20s.
You ain't never had a fight at an after party?
Nah.
Come on, Shaq.
Nah. I ain't never had no fight at no after party.
But then again, you a big ass dude, so yeah, nobody they probably ain't want that smoke. Pac.
YouTube salute. So Big Daddy Kane was on Club Shay Shay. He said that if Tupac would have never passed away, got murdered, he would have been a Michael Jackson of hip hop. All right, let's talk about that. If you're new to my channel, thumbs up the video, hit that sub button, click that bell icon to be notified. Excuse me, when I upload new content and go live. All right, man. When Tupac, right before he made his transition, before he got murdered, Tupac was on top of the rap game, the hip hop game, the world. Let's say the world music genre. Like, nobody wasn't messing with Tupac except Michael Jackson, you know. But for real, Pac was outselling everybody. Like, nobody could even touch Pac. Literally, nobody could even touch Pac. And I'm going to state that right now. Before Pac went to prison, when he dropped Me Against the World, which is one of his best albums, that album went platinum with no promotion. I mean, there was videos being made, but it wasn't like he could do the videos himself because he was in prison. Think about that. He went platinum at a time in 95. 95, y'all. When you had Wu-Tang Clan, Snoop Dogg, The Dog Pound, Mobb Deep, Redman, Tribe Called Quest, Outkast, Goody Mob, The Far Side, The Alcoholics, Loonies, E40. You had all these artists at the time, Scarface, at the top of their game, and he going platinum like that. Everybody else got to put out music videos, got to tour and stuff. So when he went over to Death Row, 5 times platinum off the out the gate. 5 times platinum. He going platinum off his diss tracks. He going platinum off every single he dropping. He got the most spins on all radio airwaves. Machiavelli comes out, that went 5 times platinum out the gate. So imagine if Pac never passed away. Think about it. Think about Pac not passing away. I know it's hard to imagine, but I can imagine it. You got the Outlaw Records. Was it or was it Machiavelli? Oh, excuse me, it was Machiavelli Records. I apologize. He was gonna drop Fatal Hussein, Gaddafi, Young Noble, Idi Amin. All those artists were gonna come out. Pac was gonna drop the One Nation Project. He was gonna continue to drop Pac albums. Pac was gonna probably be dropping a Pac album every year. I know he would. Man, that would have dismantled the Billboard charts. Nobody wasn't going to be able to compete with Pac. Nobody. And even if Biggie was still alive, may he rise in power also, he wasn't going to be able to compete with no Pac. He couldn't. Nobody. I love Nas. Nas would have still put out great music. But as far as record sales, nobody wasn't going to compete with Pac, y'all. Nobody. Not Bone Thugs and Harmony. Wu-Tang Clan, if they would have never had their situation with Hot 97, they still wasn't going to be able to compete with Pac. Pac was on a whole nother level. He was on a whole nother stratosphere. Like, for real, like, you wasn't messing with Pac. So, the Michael Jackson of hip-hop comparison, I can agree with that. Because if you think about it, who was messing with Mike? Who was the closest person coming to Michael Jackson in the 80s and the 90s? Prince. Prince was. I mean, Prince and Michael Jackson went neck to neck, but everybody knew Michael Jackson had that. He had that little advantage over Prince. Is this something about Michael Jackson breaking records with Thriller? His Grammy Awards. Off the Wall. To me, that's my favorite Michael Jackson album. Bad. Look what he did with the Bad album. As far as it went somewhere. Like, even though people felt like it was a disappointment, but Bad was actually a good album. He had the Smooth Criminal, the Moonwalker video, Captain EO. Remember that at the Disney land? So Michael Jackson still has stuff going on. He had the Dangerous album, the History album, which was like a compilation. He had a lot of stuff still going on. Mike still was making moves, man. So Mike was still dominating at that time, even in the 90s. And anytime Michael Jackson went on tour, selling out. 100,000 plus. Pac didn't get a chance to even do that. So imagine if Pac would have did a tour, say like Pac would have went on tour in 97, 98. Man, that shit would have been bananas. Like if Pac was gonna get off his house arrest and did like a nation tour, then did like a tour around the world, that shit would have broke record just like Michael Jackson. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Do you think Tupac could have been the Michael Jackson of hip hop? Post your comments below. Hope smash Black Panther the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live.